Hey guys, this is Matthew Hall. This week we're talking about our defining moment, and my story starts out in third grade. When I was in third grade, I was able to go to my first Gator football game, and I went with my family. And I remember getting into the swamp and seeing the swarm of orange and blue fans everywhere. The roar of the stadium was just intense, and we actually had a boy from my hometown that played for the Gators back then, Earl Everett, who was a linebacker. And that was also the year that the Gators won their national championship. So I was hooked. My first Gator experience was a great one. My grandpa went to UF, my dad went to UF, my older brother ended up going as well. And I knew from third grade that, well, I've got to get my stuff together. I got to have the highest grades on every test from here on out. So I worked through school, made it through high school with a high GPA, and I was lucky enough to get into the University of Florida as a freshman. And all these years I'd worked towards that goal, and I'd finally accomplished it. Made it to UF in the fall of 2015, and moved in, and my first 2 weeks of classes were nothing of what I expected. I was so excited, and the opportunity to go to school with so many different people and meet so many different people was something that I was really looking forward to. In my first 2 weeks of class, I sat through every class trying to make a friend, and nobody wanted to talk to a hick from Sumter County, Florida. I don't know if it was my accent or what, but I don't know. I didn't really have any good experiences with anyone that I tried to make conversation with. I don't know if it's just because, the freshman class was so diverse, and when you're in those freshman weed out classes, you never know, what type of major you might be sitting next to. So I don't know if it was just hard to find common ground or what, but man, my first 2 weeks of UF, I was about ready to come home and do something different. I was really discouraged, disappointed, not, to live up that dream from third grade on, and then you finally get there and it's nothing of what you had expected it to be. Kind of takes you back a little bit. And it wasn't until my defining moment happened a couple weeks later, when it was rush week and I walked into the doors of the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity house, that it kind of changed my perspective on life. I walked in the house, and I can remember Travis Baxter, who's our president right now, was the first brother to have a conversation with me. And not only him, but everyone in the fraternity was just really trying to find common ground with me, and be able to try to make my experience at UF as great as possible, and really work to just have a normal conversation and treat me with respect. And that was so refreshing, from being called ignorant or a hillbilly and class discussions, and all kinds of stuff, let me tell you. But so it wasn't until I walked in the Alpha Gamma Rho fraternity and really finally started seeing how people work to find common ground with someone that changed my perspective on how to deal with people. Even just talking to people and treating them with respect. I've never been someone who is really rude, but at the same time, I never really thought about what you say and how it might, change someone's opinion or something. I don't know, it just gave me a new outlook on life, and really trying to respect everybody and treat everyone the way that I would want to be treated. And until I was put in those shoes, it wasn't a reality until then. And now I try to treat everyone the same way that I would want to be treated, and treat people with respect. And I think that my defining moment was my first experience at UF being negative, and then having the positive experience of Alpha Gamma Rho kind of reinforce that, and put value on respecting people and finding common ground. It's okay to be different, as long as you can still respect somebody and find common ground to talk about, or just have a normal conversation. But that was my defining moment. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Thank you.